What happens to your drone business? Not the industry, not DJI, not the market, but your business. If tomorrow you can't buy your usual drone, you can't get batteries, you can't replace parts, and your next client doesn't care why because they just want the results. That's not a far out hypothetical scenario. It's underway right now. So today, I wanted to break down one of the most significant shifts the U.S. drone industry has seen and what it truly means for drone entrepreneurs. My objective is not to conjure fear or confusion. It's to provide predictive clarity for you and your drone business. Our goal right now is to understand what's changing, how it impacts your operation, and how to make deliberate strategic moves that allow you to adapt, pivot intelligently, and stay competitive while others react emotionally or decide to jump ship altogether. Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to Drone Pilot MBA. If you're new here, this channel is all about one thing. It's helping drone pilots perform like business owners, not gear collectors. Today's drone business strategy session is informed in part by a nationwide survey of over 8,000 drone operators conducted by Pilot Institute titled The Effect of Banning Affordable UAS in the United States, as well as insights from drone industry reporting and industry government advocacy groups. Now, a quick disclaimer right up front. This episode is not about defending DJI. It's not about politics. It's not even about regulation per se. It's about business expansion strategy. Everything that we're going to discuss here today is based on publicly available industry data and shared professional experience, and it's meant for educational purposes only, not legal or financial advice. Here's the truth. Most people don't like to say it out loud, but every industry eventually goes through disruption. Telecom did, aviation did, real estate did, and now drones are doing it in real time. And the pilots who survive are not the ones with the newest gear. They're the ones who understand what's actually happening and adjust accordingly. All right, here's what's going on. According to the Pilot Institute white paper, 96.7% of U.S. drone operators use DJI. 70% operate fleets that are entirely DJI, and over 63% of operators are individuals or sole proprietors. Out of the box, that reveals something important. That reveals the U.S. drone industry is not diverse. It's highly concentrated. From a business school perspective, that is what we call a single point failure. And here's the key insight. We don't need a full ban for the concentration to create serious problems. Supply chain disruptions are already taking place. Operators are reporting higher prices, difficulty acquiring specific models, and batteries and gimbals and parts are all stuck in limbo. And if you're a solo operator or running a lean operation, those delays aren't just inconvenient, they're existential. A $5,000 unmanned aircraft without batteries is really nothing more than a paperweight. Now, one way to think about the current moment is this. Imagine rerouting massive traffic onto a brand new highway that isn't finished yet. The goal may be something like American drone dominance, but the old road is being closed down before the new boulevard has enough lanes to handle the load. So the result is not progress overnight. It's congestion and bottlenecks and slowdowns for the operators trying to keep moving forward. Here's why this is bigger than drones. Let's zoom out for a second. In business, we use simple tools to understand what's happening outside our business because outside forces shape what's possible inside our business, right? You don't need an MBA to get this. You just need the concepts. Now, one tool is called PESTEL, PESTEL. A while ago, I wrote a paper on this business analysis strategy, and you can find the link in today's show liner notes below. PESTEL analyzes external, political, economic, sociological, technological, environmental, and legal forces. Now, political means in the framework of our industry, it would be the rules, laws, and regulations that are changing. Economic means costs go up or costs go down, including pricing, demand, and budgets. Technological means who's ahead, who's behind, and how fast are things changing. When we apply PESTEL to the drone business, political uncertainty equates to rule changes. Economic pressure means equipment costs rise and investments slow. Technologically, which companies are out in front and which are the alternatives. Another tool is the SWOT analysis. Most people know SWOT, SWOT, as strengths and weaknesses. But the external side of SWOT is just as important relative to opportunities and threats. Threats are the things that can hurt your business if you ignore them. Opportunities are things you can position yourself for if you're paying attention. Right now, uncertainty is a threat and market concentration is a threat. But on the flip side, fewer competitors later on could become an opportunity for drone businesses that survive. And finally, there's Dr. Michael Porter's 5 Forces Competitive Strategy. This strategy helps you understand competitive pressure, such as how much power your suppliers have, how much power your customers have, and how hard it is for new competitors to enter the market. For example, one supplier controls most of the market. Well, that would mean they have the power, kind of like DJI. And when customers don't care what drone you fly, as long as you get the results, now they have the power. So when you look at the drone industry through these lenses, this isn't chaos. It's predictable disruption pattern. I strongly encourage you to consider these strategy models, PESTEL, SWOT, and Porter's 5 Forces, and you don't need to master them. A basic understanding will suffice and help you make better business decisions so that you're not flying by the seat of your pants. The just switch platforms myth. Now, this is where the internet usually falls apart. You've heard the sentiment, well, just switch to another drone. Well, based on the Pilot Institute white paper, nearly 30% of the respondents indicated flat out there is no non-DJI platform that fits their needs right now. And it's not so much about brand loyalty and about the love, it's really about compatibility mismatch. Operators cited lower performance, higher cost, less reliable hardware, and missing features they depend on, such as obstacle avoidance and RTK workflows. And this hits public safety. It hits utilities and agriculture the hardest, the very sectors people claim they want to protect. Think about the small rural fire department. I mean, the difference between a $3,000 drone and a $15,000 alternative isn't a preference. It's a budget reality. So when people say that the industry will just adapt, they're half right. The industry will adapt, but not everyone will survive the adaptation. What actually happens next? Well, the white paper asked operators what they'd likely do if access to affordable drones disappeared. Nearly 24% said they would shut down their drone business or side business. For sole proprietors, that number jumps to 29%. And agriculture leads the shutdown risk at 31%. And that's not a small correction. That's industry contraction. Meanwhile, larger companies, well, they say they'll keep operating, but with higher costs and lower margins. Translation: fewer operators, higher barriers to entry, more pressure on pricing, and less room for mistakes. So this is where strategy really shines. Let's talk about resilience, talent, and diversification. Through the years, I've learned that putting all my eggs in one basket, relying on drone work alone, was too risky for real estate client types. So I diversified and expanded. Should real estate drone shoots slow down now, there's no need for me to panic. Why? Because I had already added full interior photography using ground cameras. I got into interior videography and began offering post-editing services to clean up images, polish video, and deliver a finished product that clients truly valued. Each skill became another revenue opportunity. When one area dipped, another area picked up. My strategy didn't eliminate the risk, but it gave me the ability to prevail and to profit. And that's the power of diversification. It doesn't make disruption disappear, but it will give you the chance to play another day. And this matters even more when we talk about the future. 80% of professional operators learn to fly on consumer drones, and 72.5% learned on DJI consumer models. Affordable drones aren't toys. They're the training wheels of the industry, if you think about it. If the cost of entry rises and experimentation gets harder, we don't just lose hobbyists, we lose future professionals, which makes adaptability and diversification even more important. All right, here's your takeaway. You don't win this moment by panicking and being pissed off. You don't win by hoarding gear. You definitely don't win by pretending there's nothing to see here. You succeed by thinking and performing like a strategist. That means 3 things. First, stop thinking of yourself as a drone business. You're a data, insight, and problem-solving business that happens to use drones. Second, reduce platform dependency wherever possible so your value survives a hardware change. And third, be proactive and play the long game. Industries don't disappear. They restructure, they retool. And the operators who make it through are the ones who understand the forces at play. They control what they can. And they stay nimble and dynamic rather than reactive. As a simple action step this week, I encourage you to take 30 minutes and audit your business. Ask yourself, if one service slowed down tomorrow, what would keep me going? Then research just one adjacent service or alternative tool. Not to panic buy, but rather to understand your options. That awareness alone can put you in a stronger position than your competitors. Yes, this moment is uncomfortable, but it's also an opportunity, because when the dust settles, and it will sooner than later, there will be fewer pilots. That means greater opportunity for the ones who stay strategic. That's how you fly smart. That's how you build a durable business. You'll find a direct link to opt in for access to Pilot Institute's white paper, The Effect of Banning Affordable UAS in the United States, along with hundreds of free drone strategy resources offered at Aerial Northwest, in today's show liner notes. As we wrap, I invite you to subscribe to the channel for more drone business expansion strategy insights. But for now, I wish you all green lights. Hang in there. Keep on swinging, as Stallone says, right? Rocky says, keep on swinging. I'm Tony Moreno. Thanks for watching, and keep on drowning. If you have any questions, let us know. If you have any comments, leave them below. If you'd like to hire us, you can get more information by visiting aerialnorthwest.com. Be smart, safe, and fly responsibly.